We are many. Those that live beyond the veil of darkness where nightmares are born. Sanity knows no bounds, and madness thrives on the suffering of the dead. Rot in the solace in the souls of the weak. We have taken refuge here among the mortals in hope of harvest from our innocence. Tread lightly in the search for the voices and stories of the departed, for in shadow hides the evil that lurks within. As the light dies and slowly becomes night, the realm of spirits rule the world. In the darkness of your mind hides your own hidden demons, and brings to life your deepest fear. Do you have what it takes to speak to the dead? Do you accept your own mortality in the search for life after life? Have you ever seen a ghost, spirit, or demon? Have the lights flickered and the room became as cold as death itself? Maybe you have. Maybe it was your own subconscious preparing you for death. Come spend some of what's left of your own existence in our search for the answers that are hidden behind the veil. Shed off the blinders and open your mind's eye and listen to their stories. We are they. We are Incarnate Paranormal.
And what is up, everybody? Happy Saturday. Yeah. Weekend's pretty much half over at this point. What the fuck? These weekends go by just too fast, and I'm going to sneeze. Hold on. Oh, sorry about that, guys. Seems like every time the first couple minutes of the show, I have to sneeze. It's just routine at this point. But anyway, hope you guys are doing well. Yeah, last night was a short show, only about an hour, which is all right. I've been busting my ass on this, but yeah, we're gonna gauge it by the show and how everybody's doing. Hour and a half, 2 hours, whichever. We got through an hour and 20 minutes of Vex or Explicit One Recorder, Night 1, Nevada State Prison, of course, in the infirmary. We're hour 20 into this recorder. Let's get over to working. A couple of spots in there were just completely blanky. I jumped them, I'll admit it. But we had one EVP last night saying give up. And that was at the 47-minute mark. We're getting there. That was EVP number, 80... EVP 86 for the investigation. And like I said, we're still on recorder, the fifth recorder of like 20, of 18 on night 1. I'm not worried about beating the other two combined at this point. But again, as with me as always is Upchuck the Elf. He'll be here through the holiday season, so make sure and say hi to Upchuck. I definitely got problems naming, Elf on a Shelf, lost everything from the neck down because I wanted to be that guy through the holidays. I think Elf on a Shelf, it's great for the kids. Other than that, it's probably one of the most annoying things around. That's why I listen to parody Christmas songs. Anyway, guys, hope you got the headphones on, someplace comfortable to sit, something cool to drink, and yeah, let's get some EVPs tonight, shall we? Let's see what we can find. Okay, just investigators, I guarantee it. But I have been researching on here on Twitch about other paranormal uh, streamers. There's a couple. There are a couple of them out there. Now, I just watched one before I came on here. They were interviewing a parapsychologist. Very interesting. But they were streaming on multiple platforms. It might be something I have to start looking into. I'm going to bump this up just a little bit more. It is a touch low. So bear with me while I amplify. Okay. That might be too much. There we go. That's a hard whisper. That's definitely an EVP. Okay, that takes a lot away from it. Let's try reverb. Okay, let's go back in. Do some vocal enhancing. Let's bring it back up a little bit. And let's give it about 3. That's all we need. All right, let's get it. Let's get this saved. All right, another one for the meter. 2338, and that is EVP 87 for the prison. $13 away from 100. No idea what that is. Sorry about that, guys. Had to step away for just a second and post some stuff onto social media. Kind of forgot to do that before the show. Real professional, I know. Again, for those that are here for the first time, we're analyzing evidence from Nevada State Prison over Halloween weekend. We are on our 5th recorder out of 20 on night 1. So a lot of evidence left to go. The recorders, I basically just hit record and set them down and walk away. Whatever they pick up for the night, they pick up. And we've been pretty successful with it over the past 2 investigations. I'm going to try to do better on this one. We'll be getting more video after we finish night 1, which is quite a ways away. What you're hearing now, the recorders was left in the infirmary. One of the other teams that joined us was a deaf paranormal team. So what you're hearing now is them kind of doing their investigation up in the infirmary. So just so you know, it's not EVPs. And if you have any questions concerning the paranormal, please do not hesitate to ask. I can stop the audio at any time and answer your questions. Now, what I'm curious of, with all them stumbling around up there doing their thing, are we going to catch EVPs even though they're trying something else because of the lack of hearing? Once that sense is taken away, you try other aspects, and I'm fascinated by it, honestly. The blind investigators or deaf investigators. And if you're wondering about the static, I have amplified it so it's easier to hear the EVPs. Now, the previous recorder we analyzed up in execution viewing room, they actually used a music box. And we had about 45 minutes of nothing but that music box going off. Really made it hard to analyze. So pretty much anymore when I investigate, like I said, aside from setting my recorders just everywhere, I carry a Zoom H3 VR and a GoPro. I found this has the best audio there is to record. Only downside is the price of these things. Nobody wants to invest, $200-300 on a digital recorder unless you've got that money to blow. And if you can afford one, set it to binaural recording. You will not regret it. Let me wait for this part to finish. And they're going to break out some equipment here in a minute. What was I going to say? Kind of feel like kind of a jerk tonight. I missed the company Christmas party. Didn't want to drive across town, and it's right by work. So I kind of feel like a jerk for not showing up. Instead, here I am doing a show for you guys. So hopefully, we're going to be investigating Nevada State Prison once a year. Granted, it's going to take about 6 or 7 months to go through all this evidence, but you figure hour and a half, 2-hour shows, we get through 30 minutes to an hour of audio, and we have over 450 hours of audio to go over. Audio and video, excuse me. So do the math there, guys. We're gonna have a lot of shows for this. Is that just them talking? Yeah. Not trying to sound like a jerk when I say it like this, but whenever a deaf person talks, you can you can almost identify it immediately. Not trying to sound heartless when I say that, but as an investigator, you got to be able to just, you can't split hairs. You got to know pretty much. You got to be able to identify anything, like that. Just boom. Everything down to people's footsteps, their sneezes, their wheezes, and whenever they break wind. I know that's disgusting, but somebody tries putting out one of those silent squeakers, you got to be able to identify it. Granted, I had it happen investigating a brothel down in Arizona. One of the investigators did not know I had a recorder just set up randomly, walked by it, and let it rip. And another investigator was like, "You do know Brent had a recorder sitting right there." And all of a sudden, it's like, "Oh my God, Brent, you got to delete that." And they didn't tell me until later. It's like, no. What if there's an EVP in there? I'm not going to identify you by name, but I ain't taking it down. You want that edited out? Petty up the dough. It's part of the investigation. Next time if you do it, just announce it. Hey, I just, into the recorder. So we're not trying to determine if it was the floor squeaking or you trying to pinch one out. Just saying. A little bit TMI, I know, guys. But I've caught my stomach gurgling on this thing, I don't know how many times. Standing there, all of a sudden your stomach just shifts and it's like, that's just my stomach. Oops. I don't know if that's Echo or an EVP. That sure sounds like an EVP because it's 2 words. I don't know if that's a double echo coming off that cell door shutting, or what sounds like a cell door shutting, or that's evidence. We're gonna bump this up a little bit and try to figure it out. Okay, let's try to turn this way down. That sounds like a voice. We got to clean this up a little bit different first. We got to go and take out the reverb. Okay. Back into the vocal enhancer. So we dropped it so low. It dropped that way down. Back in, give it 3 should do it. That might not be your dead. Let's slow it down. Yeah, let's slow this down. No. Did not mean to do that. I apologize, guys. I don't know. Let's go up to isotope radius. I'm going to add some depth to this, add some bass to the voice, and see if this will help us identify it. You're something. You're something. Might be you're damned. Okay. Let's try to clean this up a little bit more. I don't know if this is going to do it or not, but we're going to try. We are going to try. What if I went linear? Okay. Huh. Alright, starting to get a little bit clearer. I think we can get it now. We just got to do some vocal enhancer on it. One more. Oh, come on. You're really going to pull that shit? Okay, I think it's there. Wasn't it? Okay. There you go. Definitely as clean as I think I can get this. Okay. Still on the fence a little bit on this. What do you guys think? Sounds like You'll Be Damned. I just need to knock that right there. This is rough. This is one thing I hate once you get into an EVP. It comes right after a door shutting. You can't guarantee whether it's an echo, but once you clean up what sounded like an echo and now it's putting out what sounds like an EVP, but sounds like You'll Be Damned. And here's another thing. Several times on this show, I've had viewers hear one thing. I've heard another. Not really debated it. It's like, okay, I'm going to mark this as unknown for now. Go back after the show, and it's exactly what my viewers heard and not what I heard. That frustrates me. It's like, are spirits manipulating the EVPs as I'm watching them? Or is it just the frequency that I'm not hearing right now? We're going to save this. And I'll come back to All right, so I saved that as You'll Be Damned Unknown. Just so when I go back to it later, I can try to do some more cleaning to it. If not, I'll take it off the list and I'll just throw it away. So let me get the timestamps on this at least written down so I can have it for later too. Okay, move on. And the thing is, it sounds like there's a team. They're down the hallway. They're in infirmary, but they're down the hallway, probably a good 7,500 feet away. And the fact that you're not going to get, you'll be damned. But especially knowing they're a paranormal team, a deaf paranormal team, they're not going to be talking. Everything's done by sight and by hands. I had another idea. I could have tried on cleaning that up, but I don't think it's going to work. And what's up, Corgi? How you doing tonight, buddy? Good to see you. And there's a REM pod beeping in the background. You gotta love it. But the good thing for them it's also visual because it has the lights on it. Don't think they realize how loud the beeping actually is. But being that it's in the distance, we don't have to worry. To add that one up. We are 12 EVPs away from 100. But I'm not hearing a lot of their equipment. Not like we did in last night's cells, should I say. So I don't know if they're just not using it or they're trying something different. We've still got 40 minutes left on the recorder. Maybe in there. Okay. We'll have to wait and see. But good news is we're almost done with Explicit 1 Night 1. Got another 40 minutes on the next recorder, about another hour and a half left. Then we'll have to figure out what we want to do next. Let's see what we got coming up here. Looks like somebody just passing through. Not only are they just passing through, they're stumbling through. The fuck was that? It's a zipper. It's a damn zipper on a bag. Please note, it is not the thing to do on investigation to see how much noise you can make. Just a hint for the beginners out there. You don't go stumbling and bumbling in the dark like a bull in a frickin' china shop. Watch your steps, watch your equipment, watch your gear. Oh, wow. Now, the funny thing is, you hear them they're kind of just breezing on past. This area of the infirmary at Nevada State Prison is probably the most active area in this building. This hallway, that's why I set a recorder up there. There's so much activity. Last year, we ended up getting, I think, 20 some EVPs in this hallway, just leaving the recorder set up. And that was just on one night. We were there 2 last year. We were there 3 this year, but I think we only had 2 nights in the infirmary this year. Don't just breeze on through. Stop around every corner for 10-15 minutes and investigate. If you don't feel anything, move on. But don't just walk through. You're passing up some of the best evidence you're ever going to get. I mean, so far, let's go through this. We've got same one again. We got gurney wheels. Brent, don't go back. His name is Joe. I'll be right back. Give up, die, and you'll be damned. Pretty strong EVPs. So what they're passing through on, I mean, granted, being a deaf paranormal team, it's all got to be visual. But with just those types of EVPs, they should be seeing shadows. They should be seeing something. But again, to each their own investigating. They're going to investigate how they want to. You can teach an old dog new tricks, but it might take a while. Let them go about it the way they need to. They paid their money to do the investigation, so it's not my job to tell them what they should be doing. I can give them hints, say this is your active areas, just be careful. But beyond that, it's out of my hands. And that's what I like with the prison. Hey, you go everywhere just to say you've done it, but focus on these areas: culinary, execution viewing, last night cells, infirmary, let's see, 9, 11, and 12, the pods up top, isolation, and women's. Beyond that, I mean, your spirits are going to communicate with who they want to. You can't force them to communicate. Back to the REM pod. Now what it sounds like is they're either using non-shielded batteries or the batteries are dead or going dead. Or they've got a piece of equipment near it that will set it off like a cell phone. Just a car. Get past that. Oh, some kind of rumbling. No idea. couple areas for a possibility. One thing I've always wondered though, as I'm listening to this white noise like you guys are, the static, is it possible I could have spirits trying to communicate, the ones that are in my house? Like if I ever hear an EVP that you guys don't hear, could that be something communicating with me that you guys won't hear? Interesting little concept there. I was just thinking about that. There's been times you guys, I don't hear anything. I hear something, I'll save it for later. Go back and there's nothing. It's like, wait a minute here. That freaks even me out. This is either probably going to be a car or a plane going over. More than likely it's going to be a car revving up. Can they just magically pick up the prison and move it away from the highway so we don't have to listen to the cars and the planes? No, that's kind of a pipe dream, but when you're hearing more traffic than spirits, kind of part of it. Better than it was when we did the courthouse in Tonopah. Swear to God, that same car drove up and down the street all night long with that great big loud frickin' ricer frickin' exhaust pipe. Okay. We're okay, done with this section of the recorder. Give me just a second to get the new one loaded. So, no, I don't want to save it. Let's get night one up, and this is only 31 minutes. All right, we ain't got that far to go. So we're going to bump this up so we can actually hear it. And this is going to be the last 34 minutes of Explicit One Recorder. Nevada State Prison Infirmary. So we might be able to knock it out tonight. But looks like we're going to have a good portion to where there's just absolutely nothing but silence. Or traffic, one of the two. However you want to slice it. Now let's see, we're 246, about over 6 hours into the recorder, which means it's it's probably close to 11 o'clock at night now. So the spirits should all been gone to bed. That's a problem about recording late. I think last year, if we would have recorded earlier in the day, we would have gotten well over 500 EVPs. But being it gets later, I think spirits probably keep the same time frame they did when they were alive. Hey, I'm up at 5 a.m. I'm in bed at 9 or 10 p.m. So is that what it's going to be? I don't know. I mean, we literally have no spikes or nothing all the way through. Wow. Alright, guys, I'm not going to subject you to this one. This is... pretty much what I think it's going to be. Nothing. All that was sounded like a big tires on the highway. I guess not too bad. 8 EVPs, night one recorder. Not bad. Not bad at all. Granted, on Sims Recorder, night 1, execution viewing, we had 25 EVPs. Now, if we can get 25 per recorder per night, That'd be really good. Not going to happen. Wishful thinking. But that, let's see, 18, figure just 18. So, wow. 4, 8, 12, 16, 400. Yeah, that'd be over 400 EVPs for one night. No, that's too much. That's way too much. Actually, right now we're at 88, so we're about 16, an average of 16 per recorder, I think. Okay, that's just us coming in. Thought that was going to be an EVP for a second. Nope, just ain't so. I think at this point we're just picking up gear.
Just get them back down and around. Yep. And same with mine, back on the fire extinguisher.
Okay.
I'm kind of glad we put two in here, just so you know. Yeah. Susan has everybody sign the wall. Oh, wow. Where was it? My prayer. Oh, 29, 21. Nice. Watch your step. Okay. Yeah, she'll have you sign it before you go. Okay. I think this is what I finished.
And we're actually way down the hall. When you come up, make the turn into, go down to the infirmary. There's an office on the left with a great big blackboard in it. Susan has all the paranormal teams that come in sign their name. So that's where we're at. So this is catching probably 80 to 100 feet away at least.
This happened last time. We actually saw our breath. It was so cool. So cool. Old eye chart.
Yeah, heard me say that this year we didn't see our breath. Susan and I just came up to get my gear last year, and we're walking down the hall. All of a sudden, it felt like Arctic freaking weather. Fucking see the fog coming off your breath. And it was like, wait a minute. For about 15 seconds, and it was gone. Literally. Pocket of cold, non-existent. So it actually it almost threw me off my game last year. I actually went in almost expecting it this year.
And those things are uniform too, so we used to just memorize them.
That's what I did. Back when I had my DOT.
Oh, yeah. That's the DOT every year.
And here's my recorder. 6 hours, 43 minutes, 45 seconds. End EVP night 1, explicit 1 recorder.
So we made it through explicit 1 recorder. We are done with the 5th recorder of night 1. Still got a hell of a long way to go, guys. And I do mean a long way. But I truly do thank you guys for tuning in tonight. I know it's a little bit of a short show, but got where I wanted to be. Guys, make sure to be back tomorrow night. We're going to start a new recorder. Don't know which one yet. I'll figure that out after the show. But again, I always appreciate it. You guys are family. And for those watching on YouTube later, I thank you guys as well. Have a great night. God bless, and I'll see you guys later. Y'all take care.